All right, this is a big exam tomorrow. It's worth 120, so be paying attention here. Okay, Buck, my man, I want you to list the 3 major Axis powers in World War II. The 3 major Axis powers in World War II. I apologize for my crazy voice today. Axis powers. 3 major Axis powers in World War II. Oh yeah, that's usually what they say.
Wait, like,
Yeah, but see what the thing is if you're gone during that, the normal procedures to get on, I mean, this is why we record this every day.
oh, access.
So go ahead and give it a guess here. Who are the bad guys? Good guess. How about you? Who?
Russia. That's 4.
Actually, you're like way off. Go ahead.
Germany, Italy, and Japan.
There, Germany, Italy, and Japan. Okay, Miss Nielsen, you were gone 2 days, but I bet you got a better deal than that. What were the major Allied powers?
Okay, so it was.
This was like the first day of the lecture. McGarvin.
United States, Great Britain, and Soviet Union.
Very good. United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union.
If we put Russia, you say Russia. Soviet
Russia would be fine.
Oh.
All right, Soraya, don't let me down here. Shh. If you keep talking, I'm going to go to the AP exams and no review. That's where I'm at. Okay, Soraya, on what front of the European theater of World War II did the Soviet Union face Germany, Bulgaria, Finland, Hungary, and Romania?
The Eastern Front.
Eastern Front, very good. Kylie, my dear, on what front of the European theater of World War II did the United States, Great Britain, and Australia fight the Germans and Italians in North Africa? Southern Front, very good. And Shania, Germany's invasion of Europe across the English Channel against the British and French was on what front of the European theater? The Western Front, very good. Hey, Carly, my dear, in the War in the Pacific theater of World War II, list the countries other than the United States that were pitted against Japan.
Great Britain, Australia, and New Zealand.
Very good. Great Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. Anna, my dear, before World War II ended, more than how many nations took part in the conflict? 50. That's exactly right. Okay, Talon. Now listen to this question. He's only going to answer part of it, then we're going to move on to Megan and then to Mackenzie. List the 3 main causes of World War II in the order of the lecture and 1 example of each cause. So what was the first cause I gave you of World War II? Problems following World War I. Give me an example of that. There's several, but give me an example.
Germany was upset that they had to take responsibility for.
And that'd be the easiest answer to give because you're only going to have to give 1. But Germany did have to take responsibility. Other factors were because of the economic decline they were in. You know, war was the only option. They had to get their economics back together. But, you know, you could read through those, but I would probably concentrate on the first one. He said they were upset because they took full responsibility for World War I. Okay, cause number 2, Megan.
Oh, there were dictatorships.
I don't think that's the second one, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, dictatorships, yes. Okay, so give me an example of that. So you had an example of that would be you'd have totalitarian rule across how many major countries? 4. I'd put that in there. Totalitarian rule among 4 major countries. The third cause is what I was thinking. What was that, Mackenzie?
Greed for land by dictators.
Yeah, there you go. And give me an example. You got many there, but
Yeah, there was Germany with Adolf Hitler, Italy, and Mussolini, Russia, Joseph Stalin, and Japan. It was the Japanese military.
okay. And when you pick one of those for an example, please list what their greed for land was. So give me the Adolf Hitler of Germany. What was he looking to do?
North Africa, and Poland. Yeah, just all Europe.
Europe including, okay. Courtney, what was the next dictator and what did he want?
Mediterranean Sea, Middle East, and any European land, Germany.
Who was that?
Medieval.
Very good. Now, Beth, how about the next one? How about Joseph Stalin? What did he want?
He wanted to spread communism.
Very good. And how about what the Japanese warlords want, Sierra?
Wanted Far East.
Very good. So you only have to list one of those, but I just want to get them out so we know. So your third cause would be greed for land, and the example would be the dictator and what country they were from and what land they were greedy for.
And we know all three.
No, just one.
No, but I mean.
All three causes and one example of each. Okay, Nick, what was Adolf Hitler's invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939 referred to as? What did they call it? No, that was Operation Sea Lion with Britain. So what did they call his invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939? Be sitting on your butt there, waiting for an answer. I have to put the blitz on you. A blitzkrieg. You know how to spell that, please? Okay. All right, Cody. Who became Prime Minister of Great Britain who had a rare gift for leadership just prior to the Battle of Britain? Winston Churchill. Very good. Okay, Kyle. Give me one of the two requirements for all men between the ages of 21 and 35 according to the Burke-Wadsworth Act.
Register for the draft.
Had to register for the draft. Will, what was the other requirement?
You have to take 1 year of military training.
You have to take part in 1 year of military training. Very good. Milo, briefly explain the Lend-Lease Act Congress passed to allow the United States to send supplies and aid to Great Britain and other allied countries. Just a real brief explanation.
Let countries lend or lease materials needed for war, and they didn't have to get from, but they wanted the money after the war.
That ended. Perfect. That's exactly right. Say, it was a program in which Great Britain and allied countries could lend or lease materials from the United States with the caveat or the agreement that they would pay them back at the conclusion of the war. Okay, Blaine. By July of 1941, after Japanese troops occupied French Indochina, other than freezing all Japanese assets in the United States, what other action did President Roosevelt take against the country of Japan?
They placed embargoes on
Gas, steel, iron, was there one more? Scrap.
Oh, iron.
Yeah. What was it? Let's get it right.
Machine tools, gas, and scrap metals.
Okay, there you go. That's right. Okay, so he put an embargo on those three things. Again, Kyle?
Machine tools, gas, and scrap metal.
Okay. All right. Keller, give me one of the three demands that the Japanese government made upon the United States on November 20th, 1941. Unfreeze their assets. Okay, Megan, my dear, give me another one.
They had to supply Japan with as much gas.
They had to supply Japan with as much gas as Japan needed. That's right. Courtney, what was the third one?
The U.S. had to cease all trade and or the exchange of China.
Very good. You need to know two of the three. Two of the three. All right. I'm gonna ask somebody pretty smart this question. Go with Sierra. I want you to compare the losses and casualties of the Americans compared to the Japanese during the fateful Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941.
Okay, 2,403 American sailors and soldiers killed, 1,178 were wounded.
Okay?
For
Now
Japan,
you're missing one. You got two of them, but you got one more.
21, are you talking about the ships?
Yep.
Okay, 21 ships sunk, or severely damaged.
Very good. And the Japanese?
And then there were 188 aircraft destroyed and 159 damaged for Americans.
Okay.
And then for the Japanese, it's 64 pilots killed and 1 captured and 29 aircraft lost and 5 wounded.
Okay, so what I'm interested in the American losses is the number of military personnel killed, right? How many was that? Okay, how many wounded, did we say wounded? Okay, and I'm interested in the planes. And what else? And the ships, yep. Yep. Okay,
What about?
Wait. Japan, we need to know what,
Pilots killed.
you can just kind of, yeah, so many ships damaged, damaged and so many destroyed. Yeah. That's a statistical thing, but I want you to know all that, okay? All right, so you need to know the American, wait, Sierra, say that again, because it's real good. Say it again.
For America?
For the whole thing. Here's the question. Compare the losses and casualties of the Americans compared to the Japanese during the fateful Japanese, we can't do this if everybody's talking. Cannot do it. Compare the losses and casualties of the Americans compared to the Japanese during the fateful Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. Go.
2,403 American sailors and soldiers killed and 1,178 wounded.
Okay.
21 ships sunk or severely damaged.
Okay.
188 aircraft destroyed and 159 damaged.
Okay.
And then for Japan, it's 64 pilots killed and 1 captured and 29 aircraft lost and then 5 wounded submarines.
Perfect. That's exactly right. Okay. Okay. Will, who did the lone nay vote come from in Congress after President Roosevelt asked Congress for a formal declaration of war against Japan following the events of Pearl Harbor? No, who did the lone nay vote come from in Congress on the declaration of war? Who voted no to go to war with Japan? Jeanette Rankin, very good. Okay, Shania, who said this? A Jap's a Jap. It makes no difference whether he is an American citizen or not. What's that? General John DeWitt, very good. Okay, here we go. Anna, during the time of relocation of Japanese Americans in the United States following Pearl Harbor, what percentage were actually native born in the United States? 67, that's right. Kellen, I'm waiting on this from you. Who was the first Japanese American to resist the relocation movement by the United States government? What's that? That's right, that away. So make sure you know that. Don't butcher his name too bad. I will take phonetic spelling on that. Okay. Carly, my dear, tell me one of the things Congress did to try to right the relocation policy of Japanese Americans during World War II.
They used $80,000 to each one of the survivors. That one? I'm sorry.
A lot of money.
No, that's what I mean. There's 80,000 survivors for $20,000.
That's right. Give me the other one there, Mackenzie. What else did they do besides monetarily? I'm sorry you're having trouble with this answer.
Oh, you're good. They publicly apologize.
Publicly apologize. Now, listen, it's important that you say what she said. They publicly apologize. That's a lot different than just apologize or said they were sorry. They publicly apologized. And then they gave each of the 80,000 living survivors $20,000 apiece. Yeah. Okay. Blaine, tell me one way the United States government financed World War II. Taxes, very good. And Taylor, what was the other way they financed the war? That was before you left.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, the very last ones I have
Oh, yeah.
are from Rising from
Oh, really? What's your guess? War bonds, Liberty bonds.
That's a good guess.
Now, for those of you that, I don't think you were here for this, but I want to kind of make a point, just so you know. We're going to talk about the flag raising on Mount Suribachi at Iwo Jima, you know, the famous picture, right, you three? And so you know this, it's important. And we'll talk about it later. But Franklin Roosevelt, as soon as he got wind of that picture, he wanted a picture of it. And so he wanted those soldiers back in the United States. Well, unfortunately, he didn't get that done until about a month after the picture, so 3 of them had been killed. So he got the 3 back. And what they did is basically spent the rest of their military days promoting the sale of Vermonts. So,
I will ask the questions.
yeah, it's all right. Okay, now, that's it. What you have here is all short answers. I gave them to you. And there will be 40 answers. They will be worth 3 points apiece, 120. Test is tomorrow in the Commons. When we get done with the test, because it shouldn't take you that long if you know what you're doing, we'll watch the rest of the Curtis Martin video. But the rest of this period, we're going to correct these. We're going to correct these Federalist errors here.
Can I just